Adam and Eve had left the garden. The world they now lived in was very different from the one God had created in the beginning. Sin had entered humanity. Pain had entered life, and death now lay ahead. But the question Genesis 4 and 5 asks is the same question every generation is faced. What happens next when the world has already broken? Genesis chapter 4. Adam and Eve began a new life outside the garden. In time, they had 2 sons. The firstborn was Cain, and his brother was Abel. As they grew older, Cain worked the ground, while Abel kept the flocks. One day, both brothers brought offerings to the Lord. Abel brought the firstborn of his flock, the very best he had. Cain brought an offering from the fruit of the ground. God looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but not on Cain and his offering. It wasn't simply about what Cain brought. It was the condition of his heart. Cain became very angry, and his face fell. God saw it and came to him.
Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it.
It was a warning, and a merciful one. Cain now faced a choice. But Cain did not master his sin. Instead, sin mastered him. He led his brother out into the field and killed him. The first act of human violence, the first death at human hands, and the silence after it was heavy. Then God came to Cain.
Where is your brother, Abel? I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper? Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. What you have done cannot be hidden.
God cursed the ground for Cain. He would wander the earth, restless and displaced. Cain was afraid, whoever finds me will kill me. So God placed a mark on Cain, not as shame, but as protection. Even in judgment, God's mercy was still present. Cain went on and built a city. Life continued through his line, but Adam and Eve had another son, Seth. Eve said, God has granted me another child in place of Abel, whom Cain killed. Through Seth, the line of hope would continue. Seth had a son named Enoch. And it was then that people began to call on the name of the Lord. Even in a broken world, humanity was still reaching toward God. But the reality of what that broken world looked like is what Genesis 5 quietly reveals. Genesis chapter 5. Genesis 5 can feel like nothing more than a long list of names: Adam, Seth, Enoch, Canaan, Mahalalel, Jared. But if you listen carefully, you'll begin to notice something hidden beneath every generation. The chapter keeps repeating the same pattern. Each generation lived, had children, and passed life forward. The light of humanity continued from one generation to the next. Adam to Seth, Seth to Enoch. Generation after generation, the line held. The story was moving somewhere. But the chapter repeats something else as well. Again and again, the same words return. And he died. And he died. And he died. No matter how long they lived, the ending was always the same. Death had entered the world in Genesis 3, and now its shadow stretched across every generation. But then, one name appears that doesn't fit the pattern at all. Then, the pattern breaks. Enoch lived, he married, he had sons and daughters, and he walked faithfully with God for 365 years. And then, he was no more. Not because he died, but because God took him. In a chapter filled entirely with death, one man simply walked with God, and God took him home. No grave, no ending, just gone. Methuselah lived longer than anyone else recorded in Scripture, 969 years. His name has become a symbol of great age across all of history. But even Methuselah died. Then comes Noah. Lamech named his son Noah, hoping he would bring comfort from the painful toil of the ground the Lord had cursed. Noah is the 10th generation from Adam, and everything is about to change. Genesis 5 might feel like the least exciting chapter in Genesis, just names and numbers. But look closer. This chapter is doing something quietly powerful. It's showing us that God never lost track of humanity. Every name was known, every life mattered. And through every generation, through centuries of living and dying, God was preserving a line, leading somewhere. The pattern of death was interrupted once by Enoch, and now Noah stands at the edge of the story, carrying everything that came before. From Adam to Noah, 10 generations, a world that fell, a line that held. The journey isn't over, it's only just beginning. Every name in this genealogy was known by God, and every life mattered. As the line leads toward Noah, the world stands on the edge of everything. The journey through Genesis is only just beginning. Follow Word Made Clear and continue one chapter at a time.